Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Time Crisis RAZING STORM. So dear viewers, this video game originally released in 2010, a year I remember fondly as the year I played a hell of a lot of video games. And you're probably wondering to yourself, OCG, you oh so talented chap you, who likes to occasionally get dressed up in combat attire and roll around the sitting room. What the hell is this video game? And I'm very glad that you asked, dear viewer. This is actually a compilation of not one, not two, but 3 light gun rail shooter video game thingamajigs. Of course, the main attraction is Time Crisis Blazing Storm. At the time, the latest in the long line of Time Crisis video games. But this little compilation also comes bundled with Time Crisis 4 and a weird pirate-themed rail shooter called Dead Storm Pirates. If you want to know my thoughts on Time Crisis 4, well, lucky you, because I've already done a review of it on the channel. Maybe I'll be nice and put a little link to it in the comments down below. But let's get on to reviewing Blazing Storm, shall we? Or should I say, RAZING STORM, which bizarrely in Japan is known as Big Bollocks Gun Shooting. Oh no, sorry, I misread that. Big 3 Gun Shooting. To be honest, neither title makes a lot of bloody sense to me. And in Time Crisis RAZING STORM we have some good, most notably the arcade mode, which I assume is what everyone's here for, being an on-rail shooter after all. There's also a story mode, which is complete and utter bollocks. And if you want to know why it's complete and utter bollocks, it's because it tries to be a first-person shooter. But it has all these awkward gameplay mechanics. Just going into cover is bloody convoluted, so take my word for it, dear viewers. We don't need to talk about the story mode in this game. I hardly doubt that you even give a shit what the story is. It's a bloody Time Crisis game, not Final Fantasy 164. Sephiroth dresses up in leather and takes Cloud to a furry convention. And anyway, the story mode just gives extra context to the bloody arcade mode. Trust me, there's enough story in the arcade mode as is. There's also this other mode called Sentry Mode or some such nonsense, and that is essentially a sniper mode, where coincidentally you take control of someone armed with a sniper rifle, and you have to shoot and aim and all that other hullabaloo. Ignore that mode as well. After all, you're not going to video game arcades to play something called a Sentry Mode. No, you're going to take on the arcade mode with your beloved light gun. And lucky for you, this game supports both the GunCon 3 light gun and the PlayStation Move motion controller. Of course, if you don't have access to any of those peripherals, you can just use your box standard PlayStation controller, of course. So, and I probably don't have to tell you this, concept of the arcade mode. Move through stages? I say move through stages, I mean be forcibly move through stages, shoot enemies, and shoot the terrain. Yes, can't forget about that. And that's about it. 4 stages later, you'll finish the arcade mode, and then you can go on and play Time Crisis 4 or that weird pirate game I mentioned before. Of course, if you're one of those morbidly curious people out there, you can always jump into the story mode and see how terrible it is for yourselves, or even that Sentry Mode thing. But in terms of enjoyment, this is a Time Crisis game. What do you expect? Is it better than Time Crisis 4? Well, that's kind of hard to decide upon. They're both kind of the same game, just with different bloody cutscenes and characters. I probably prefer Time Crisis 4. It's a little bit more over the top, cheesy, and subsequently that makes it a bit more humorous than RAZING STORM. But to be honest, you can't go wrong with either installment in this series. Just, stay away from that bloody attempt at a first-person mode. That was god-awful. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another review by yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then, feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.